Um, so today I'm going to talk about a section from a text that we chant um, once a week in the morning. In the morning, when we do Zazen, then we have a service where we do some chanting and saying thank you. uh, and this text is called the Fukanzazengi, and it's guidelines for practicing Zazen. So I think many of you may agree with me that we're going through some tough times. And when we do go through tough times, we're humans, this is the human realm, we can turn towards things that help us. And we can remember things that have meaning for us. So one of the benefits of chanting or reading or reciting things is that when we do need them, they're there, they're right there in our minds. So this is the phrase that came to me recently. You have gained the pivotal opportunity of human form. Do not use your time in vain, or do not pass your days and nights in vain, which was the end of the chant that one of the chants we just did. So what I'd like to do is read you this section to give you some context, okay? As St. Benedict says, listen with the ear of your heart. No need to track all this and stuff your brain with it. That doesn't do any of us any good. You have gained the pivotal opportunity of human form. Do not use your time in vain. You are maintaining the essential working of the Buddha way. Who would take wasteful delight in the spark of a flintstone? Besides, form and substance are like the dew on the grass, destiny like a dart of lightning, emptied in an instant, vanished in a flash. Please, honored followers of Zen, long accustomed to groping for the elephant. You know that story about the man and the elephant? Do not be suspicious of the true dragon. Devote your energies to a way that directly indicates the absolute. Gain accord with the enlightenment of the Buddhas. Succeed to the legitimate lineage of the ancestor samadhi, constantly performed in such a manner, and you are assured of being a person such as they. Your treasure store will open of itself, and you will use it at will. Let me read you one other translation. You have gained the pivotal opportunity of human form. Do not pass your days and nights in vain. You met the Buddha way in this life. How could you waste your time delighting in sparks from a flintstone? Form and substance are like the dew on the grass, fortunes of life like a dart of lightning, emptied in an instant, vanished in a flash. Please, honored followers of Zen, long accustomed to groping for the elephant, do not doubt the true dragon. Devote your energies to a way that points directly to the real thing. Revere the one who has gone beyond learning and is free from effort. Share the wisdom of the Buddhas with Buddhas. Transmit the samadhi of ancestors. Continue to live in such a way, and you will be such a person. The treasure store will open of itself, and it is up to you to use it freely. Okay, there's so much we could say about this, but I wanted to just give you a taste of the whole of it. So what we're going to talk about today is this first first two lines. Most scholars agree that the text was first written when Dogen Zenji, the founder of Soto Zen, went to China looking for the ancient way that had been existing in China for a long time. And so he did a pilgrimage and he practiced in China. And then he wrote this when he came back, and then he adapted it and changed it over time. Each of the words in these first sentences tell us something. So, you, the first word, this is personal. It's not generic. It speaks directly to each of us as we are. It's the humans that we are. You have gained. We can think of this as referring to a traditional teaching in Buddhism, where there are 6 realms, some of them more diluted than others. I'll go through them briefly. And it's taught that the human realm is the only realm where enlightenment is possible, and that your previous existence in the other realms prepare you, or you can move through them to the human realm. And the human realm is not permanent, so you better get on it, right? Don't waste your time. So these realms are, just very briefly, the realm of the gods. This is a state of peace and ease. So who wants to bother waking up? It's kind of like that. Asuras, these are kind of demigods that are ruled by striving for power. They kind of clash all the time. They're so dominated, they don't really pay attention. Humans, we have passions, we have delusions, but we also have awareness. So it's kind of like the perfect recipe for waking up. Enough hardness so that we're propelled to wake up, but also the possibility. Then animal realm, which is traditionally understood to be a state of ignorance about the nature of reality. Hungry ghosts, pretas, which are driven by an insatiable desire that's never filled. And hell, tormented by hot and cold and wholesome states such as anger and hatred. This is kind of a snapshot of these realms, and you understand these are not like you're going to go to heaven or you're going to go to hell at the end of your life. It's a cycle. We can think of it as lifetimes. We can also think of it as we go through these experiences in our lives. So this is a tried and true Buddhist understanding of how things work. But it doesn't quite fit with Dogen's teachings and Soto's and teachings of our way. And I'll tell you why. It's like there's a tension between these two. And the tension is that our teaching is that all things have Buddha nature, whether they're sentient or insentient, no matter what. And that every dimension of our world has dignity and worth and has teaching, has the capacity to teach us. We're not above. We're not kind of the pinnacle of anything. We are different, but we're all in the same boat together. So there's a kind of tension here between these two ways of looking at things. Dogen says in Bendawa, I love this, okay? Because earth, grass, trees, walls, tiles, and pebbles of the world of phenomena in the 10 directions all engage in Buddha activity. Those who receive the benefits of the wind and water are inconceivably helped by the Buddha's transformation, splendid and unthinkable, intimately manifest enlightenment. He goes on to say, grass, trees, and walls bring forth the teachings of all beings, including common people and sages. All beings in response extend this Dharma to grass, trees, and walls. So do you get the feeling of this? Does this make sense to you, this kind of dynamic interplay? And he also tells us that this is the way we should relate to the phenomenal world, not as people with sovereignty over it, but as beings among beings in a dynamic mutual relationship. So he tells us, you should entreat trees and rocks to preach the Dharma, and you should ask rice fields and gardens for the truth. Ask pillars for the Dharma, and learn from hedges and walls. Long ago, the great god Indra honored a wild fox as his own master and sought the Dharma from him, calling him great Bodhisattva. So, okay, if we go back to this pivotal opportunity of human form, we include this perspective, it changes what we mean. Yes, we have minds and bodies and hearts that are distinctly human. Yes, we seem to have an inordinate amount of power to impact all beings, but we're not of a higher status. That's something I think we're learning really powerfully right now, don't you think? Yeah. So this is the opportunity. We are in this life with all beings, and every moment we are a part of the circumstances. The door to transformation in our lives and realizing the Buddha way with all beings is open everywhere. This is the pivotal opportunity, right? So it's a point, it's a place, it's this time, this place. We can pivot, we can transform our lives in that moment. It doesn't require us to go anywhere or do anything different. It's kind of stability and flexibility. It's the hinge of a door. It's a shift where we see things differently. One of our teachers, Shohaku Okumura, talks about pivotal expression. And I'm not going to go into the details of all of the meanings of these different, it's called Kanrei Su. So I'm not going to go into the details about this. But it basically means something small, a handle or a pedal or a switch or a meeting point. It's like a gateway. So it doesn't matter if it feels like there's a big, giant wall in front of us. If there's a gate, we can go through it. Things can change. Yeah. And that gate rests on a little hinge. So it's tiny. It's not massive. These moments in our lives are tiny. And we can change just like that. So I think then the question becomes how, right? Well, this is all really good, but how do I do it? How do I do it? I used to think when I first heard this that I had to work really hard. You know, do not use your time in vain. Get busy. Get busy, right? Aren't we used to this? Don't we think this way often? Get busy, get busy, get busy, get busy. But that is not the point. That you can do that if you want, and eventually you'll wear out and you'll say, oh man, this is too much. I can't stay on top of it all the time. But you don't have to. Because every moment is new, and every time you can just show up. Just show up. That's all. Just show up. There's nothing excluded from this life of practice. So cranky with your neighbor's time, getting along with a difficult person. Let's see, what are the things that most frustrate me sometimes? Your computer doesn't work right, you know. You get 16 text messages and you don't know how to respond in time. There's a gas truck that rolls over on 17 and you cannot get out. I mean, what do you do in those moments? Or, you know, it could be beautiful, like you see the full moon and it was so beautiful last night. But the point is, there's nothing excluded. There's no place that we can't show up and say, okay, what about this moment? What about when the compost bin is overflowing and you know you have banana peels on the ground and you're late for work? Or I mean, what about all those moments? Those are the pivot moments. Those are the moments when we show up for our life as it is. The cranky mind, the longing mind, the heart that's broken, that, you think, I can't take one more thing right now. What do I do? How do I respond? All those moments are moments where we can pivot and we can say, okay, just right now, how can I be present? How can I respond to this moment? How can I be guided by these teachings? So these are the pivot moments. This is what it means to not, don't waste time. It means with a kind and steady and stable heart and mind, show up right now. Right now. Stuck on 17. Show up right now. When we do that, our world changes. We see things differently. This is not lofty. I don't know how many times I have to say this. It's not lofty. It's like, it's very gritty. Think about how you cultivate a life that makes that possible. Do you have a little home altar where you say good morning to what you care about most in the world every morning? And remember, do you recall lines like this? Do you put them on your dashboard or over your kitchen sink? Do you sit Zazen with the community or on your own? Do you find the things that have meaning for you and even know what has meaning for you and bother to think about them? So this is the pivotal opportunity of our human life. This is how we don't spend our time in vain. And this is how we show our deep gratitude for all that's given to us each moment. If we just stop and think about it, we acknowledge, we can see every breath is given to us. And with that spirit, we can join with others and not expect ourselves to have to work. Just show up and be. Okay. So let's not pass our days and nights in vain.